Hi, this is Abel Stewart. So welcome to lesson 2 of our bass guitar instructional series. So now we're going to talk about how do you actually figure out notes for playing songs. So where we're going to start is I'm going to teach you a basic movable scale, which is going to serve you really well for a lot of things. So I would highly recommend, if you got some paper, write down this, memorize it. So here's where we're going to start. We're going to go index, middle, pinky twice. Index, ring, pinky twice. Okay? Memorize that, write it down, do whatever you got to do. That's really important. Index, middle, pinky twice. Index, ring, pinky twice. All right, so what am I talking about? Left hand. So what I'm going to do is somewhere here in the middle of the neck, just for starting, that's kind of good, is I'm going to pick 4 frets and I'm going to assign 1 finger per fret. So index 1, middle 1, ring 1, pinky 1. And I'm going to go exactly what we just said. Index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky. Now I tell you what, I'm going to start over. I'm going to do it on the E string, so that way if you're playing on a 4-string bass, you can follow along. Sorry, because I was using notes. 4-string basses don't have. So starting on the E string here, index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky. Now we're going to go backward. Pinky, ring, index, change string, pinky, ring, index, pinky, middle, index, pinky, middle, index. And we'll go finish on the middle. I'll have to explain why later. So you'll notice say index, middle, pinky, change string, index, middle, pinky, change string, index, ring, pinky, backwards, pinky, ring, index, pinky, index, pinky, middle, index. Get really comfortable with that. If you need to pause the video, practice that, get really familiar with it. And I'll explain why here in a second. So, why is that important? Well, that is our basic scale. Just like that. So my middle finger is actually going to be what is the key note. So if I'm in a particular key, that middle finger is what's going to be anchoring that key. So that's what we call the 1, or if you're doing a movable do system, that would be our movable do. But yeah, so the idea is that's why we finish on that, because that's kind of our key note. All right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about left hand, right hand technique. So the left hand, you'll notice I have 1 finger per fret. That's where it's going to be really important to make sure you're getting that best, cleanest sound you can for each note. And that's, again, position as close as you can this way to the fret without actually crossing it. That's going to give you a cleaner sound, so double check that on your right hand. With your left hand, what you're actually going to do, so let's talk about left hand technique just a bit. Left hand, what I'm going to do is alternate these 2 fingers, my index and my middle. There's a really good reason for that. What happens is if you can just play single finger like that, or thumb, you can do that, but you're really limiting your speed. So instead of, alternating, you get a lot more speed out of that. Learn that from the get-go, and that'll develop a good habit to start with. All right. So alternate your middle and your index and your middle fingers. Now what I'm actually going to do is as I go up change from string to string, I'm going to anchor. I need something to anchor on, because what that does is if I'm just floating, but if I have that, I get a lot more leverage to get a strong attack on my note, like so. So you notice I'm anchoring my thumb on that string. As I move, I actually move my thumb up with it. So let me see if I can shorten my strap here. I'll show you that. Just a second. All right. So as I'm actually walking up you'll see, so so yeah, start out slow, so with me, so index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, ring, index, pinky, ring, index, pinky, middle, index, pinky, middle, index, middle. Alright, so right now there's a little bit of mental gymnastics involved. You're thinking, okay, I'm alternating these two fingers, I'm doing that. Relax. Don't overstress, but take your time, take it slow, do it clean, practice it clean, and then gradually speed up. That's going to be your most solid way of doing that, to develop good habits and good techniques starting out. Alright, so like I said, take your time. Now, when you're alternating the index and middle finger on your right hand, when you cross strings, there's always this question of, oh, when I go to the new string, which one do I use? Don't stress about that too much. You know, if you, I accidentally repeated the middle finger, when I cross a string, don't worry about it. I mean, that's not a huge issue. That's really just a matter of kind of figure it out as you go. But in general, the point is don't just get stuck on just the index or just the middle, but really do try to use both of those as much as you can. All right? So practice that really solidly for a while before moving on. Memorize it. Get really familiar with it. Again, index, middle, pinky twice, index, ring, pinky twice. Alternate these two fingers. Take your time, keep it clean, develop good habits to start out, and that will give you a good foundation for moving on, all right? So take some time and work through that, and then we'll teach you some other stuff on the next lesson. All right.